So, what exactly is a mastermind? And secondly, why should you enroll your team into this particular mastermind, the Cash Flow Team Competition and Mastermind? First of all, a mastermind. A mastermind is a group of people, two or more people that get together, put their minds together to focus on one thing, whether it be the solution to a problem, creating a new product, or making something better, but just coming together, and they focus or they thrive on synergy. That means the sum of the parts is greater than all the parts individualized. So when minds come together, not only do they attract thoughts out of each other, and but they multiply. The mental energy, the vibrations kind of feed off each other, and the synergy causes new ideas to erupt. It's like the 1 and 1 is 3. When a man and a woman come together, they create a third person. And so in a mastermind, groups of people get together. Now, in the Bible, it's the same thing. It talks about, they call it somewhat like a prayer partner or somebody you agree with. Two or more get together. They focus on one thing and it comes to pass. In the marketing or in the world of commercialization or buying and selling in industry, they call it focus groups. They get together and say, hey, how do you like this product? What should we do? How do we make it better? In the personal development world, in which I work a lot, we call it masterminding, okay? And tragically, okay, in the American public school system, we call it cheating. We discourage this type of thing. We discourage collaboration and working together to solve things. Yes, there is cooperative learning, but we should be doing more, because that's how a lot of business is done. No one is going to make it alone. So masterminding is just that Jesus and the 12 disciples was a mastermind, okay? Henry Ford had an 8th grade education, became one of the wealthiest men in the world because he utilized a mastermind, a group of people around him that were stronger in certain areas and that he could pull on for information. So one key thing is this: if you're going to be wealthy, successful, financially independent, professionally independent, you are going to have to utilize coaches, mentors, and masterminds. You need to be a part of at least one mastermind, and some of you probably already are. You probably just don't call it that or know that it's that. Professional organizations, the medical associations, the law associations, there are all types of masterminds. Now, secondly, why should your child be a part of the Cash Flow Game Competition Mastermind? Okay, the one that's here is 14. Well, it's about 11 out of 14 spots available now. Okay, one thing is this: it's an old proverb, it's an old adage that says that if I hear it, I forget it. If I see it, I remember it. But if I do, I understand. That's very powerful. And another tragic flaw of the American public education system is that we don't allow kids to do enough hands-on, vocational, practical, everyday life stuff that's going to cause them to thrive rather than just survive in this world of 9-to-5ers. And so this cash flow game, the cash flow game itself, the one that I have with the adult group, is the same one I'm using for the teen group. There is a kid version, but I think the teens are ready to move over. I've worked with teens, and I know that they're ready to use this game because it's really kind of simple math. It's just getting people out of that fear. So this mastermind, your child is going to not only learn how to invest in stocks, real estate, and businesses, and how simple it is to use OPM, other people's money, and use leverage to create passive income, money they don't have to work for. They don't have to be present, clocking in anywhere to make, but it will also allow them to interact with other people, see how other people think that come from different types of households, that come from different racial backgrounds, different social economic status. And it would allow them to put their hands on something, to actually go in. It's like Monopoly on steroids. I simply love this game. The adults that I play with love this game because it actually is a real life scenario that shows you the cost and benefits of investing, the need for you to get out of the rat race, that you can, in the game, you can get downsized and you can lose your turn and have to pay your expenses, still lose your turn. In the game, you give to charity and it escalates your movement. It actually opens doors for you because it's a lot of wealthy people that, like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, who have signed the Giving Pledge. And this game teaches so much and allows so much to go on inside of a person. And I just think it's wonderful to open it up to children. One thing that entrepreneurs do, we solve problems for people at a profit. We find out when there's a problem and we fix that void. And one thing that I realized as a public school, high school teacher for 12, 13 years, that this kind of stuff does not go on in households. About 95% of households, They have no way to teach this to their kids. They don't know it themselves. And definitely not in school systems. Kids go throughout life in the school system and they're taught to go get a job, to work hard, to become a part of this flawed system where they think that the government is going to take care of them. We already know that's not true, but they never learn to go and get investments. They learn to go get a job. But guess what? Just think about how antiquated our American education system is. And we don't even know how this system was set up for the 21st century, for the Industrial Revolution, when you were trained to come in, go to your machine, be quiet, and work all day for 8 to 10 hours. Guess what? That's how the American school classroom is set up. Come in, sit at your desk, be quiet. Don't collaborate with anybody. Don't make any noise. Keep your head down and do your work. You just regurgitate what we give you. You're not going to do any kind of innovation. Guess what? This is a new world. We're in the 21st century now, and we haven't even realized that that's what the American education system was set up. Set up 8 hours, just like a work day. Come in, be quiet. You listen for a bell. Guess what? That's how the assembly line was going. You listen for bells. We don't even understand that. But what I'm trying to do is get children in the mindset, adults in the mindset. I'm very blessed to be where I am now. Okay, to be a cash flow pro. Okay, no, I'm not a millionaire yet. I will be at the age of 40, and that's my goal, to tithe $100,000 to my church in 1 year by the age of 40. I'm on track to do that. So I'm not a millionaire. I'm not claiming to be, but I'm a cash flow pro, meaning I've learned how to replace my old job's income by clicking the button, by trading paper assets, which is stocks. Okay, I have a little bit of real estate by default. I'm not into that yet, but as 3 pillars of wealth, you have to have own businesses or a business, stocks or paper assets, and you have to have real estate. And so that's what this game is about. I am certified to facilitate this game and your child for an investment of only $249, which they can win back if they win the game. They also can win the $249 back. Okay, half of it will go into a stock to grow for them, and the other half will go into their pockets where they can tithe, they can spend it, they can do what real life does. Okay, the other thing that they can win is an evening or an afternoon lunch or dinner with a local millionaire. Okay, a lot of people would take $1 million rather than the knowledge to learn how to make $1 million. Okay, but I know if you learn how to make $1 million, you can make it again and again and again. Okay, having that gun versus the butter. But please, this is a time for your kid to fellowship, for your kid to increase their social skills, for your child to learn some things that you probably wish you would have learned, like me, at an early age, so that you can be on top of the game and you can get out of the rat race. You can go from being a 9 to 5er to a 3 to 5er, retiring in 3 to 5 years. And yes, it is true. Okay, so please, my mission in life to empower minds and change lives. I am teaching this. You got millionaires around here locally. You have people who are cash flow millionaires. I'm a cash flow pro, not a cash flow millionaire yet, but these people either don't have the time or don't feel like, but this is what I do. I'm an educator. I empower minds and change lives, so I'm willing to facilitate this mastermind and help your child. One Saturday a month for 6 months. Only an investment of $249. This is worth well over about $500 just for the materials and the registration and facilitation. But they will get certificates. They will get a journal. They will receive 2 books. My book, Better Than Average, my most recent book, along with the Cash Flow Teens, and just a wealth of experience and a chance to win $249, as well as to win that time with a millionaire. So please enroll your child. It's only 11 out of 14 slots left available yet, and I still haven't gone before the groups that I'm scheduled to go before because I'm getting over bronchitis. And so I'm urging you, make this investment in your child. You buy Polo, you buy Jordans, you buy Air Max and iPhones. Make an investment in an asset versus the liabilities. Okay? Empower their minds and change their lives.